Next, we're going to be talking about the notation of the cube. So what I mean by this is when I move this side over here, how are you going to know to move that side in the same direction? Or if I move this side, how are you going to know to move that side as opposed to this side and in the direction that I just moved it? So in order to actually do this, we have a sort of language. It's really simple, and it just tells us what side to move and in which direction, and that's when we put these notations together, we get what's called an algorithm, which allows us to solve a certain part of the cube with a given move or a given set of moves. So starting off, when you're actually looking at the cube, the notation depends on which side is facing you. So for example, the orange is facing me now, and if I move this side, the orange side, like that, we can see that the orange is the front face, so that will be denoted as an F. But if we move the cube to where the green is in front, this will now be the front or F face. So it's really important to keep in mind when we're actually manipulating the cube that it depends which, or it doesn't matter which side is facing you, like to what the up face, the down face, or the front face is. It's just whatever side is facing you is that front face. So with keeping that in mind, let's talk about what each side is actually called. So the up face is called the U face. The right face is called the R face. The left face is called the L face. The down face is called the D face. And the back face is called the B face. And now, in order to move these in the correct direction, what we have to do is give them a sign in order to tell you what direction we're moving them in. So what I mean by this is that if we're moving the up face, which is the U face, clockwise, it's just going to be a simple U move. But if we're moving it counterclockwise, it's what's called a U prime. And that's just denoted by an apostrophe after the actual notation of U. And this will all be up there at the top of the screen. So if I move the up face clockwise, it's a U. If I move it counterclockwise, it's a U prime. If I move the right face clockwise, it's an R. If I move it counterclockwise, it's an R prime. If I move the left face clockwise, it is an L. And if I move it counterclockwise, it is an L prime. If I move the D face clockwise, it is a D. And if I move it counterclockwise, it is a D prime. If I move the back face clockwise, it will be a B, and if I move the back face counterclockwise, it will be a B prime. And lastly, if I move the front face clockwise, it will be a F, and if I move it counterclockwise, it will be an F prime. So that's basically it for the notation, and you're going to be wanting to memorize these, or just learn it as you go along, because when we get into algorithms, you're going to need to know those in order to memorize them so that way you can solve the cube without looking at any sort of paper or anything, which would be really good for memorization skills, for learning, and just like, I guess, for impressing your friends if you want to do that.